In 1872, Susan B. Anthony cast her first vote to test the 14th Amendment and is convicted of unlawful voting.
This is important because it paved the way for women's suffrage. In January 1878, the 19th Amendment for women's suffrage is first proposed in the U.S. Congress by Aaron Sargent. It wasn't approved for 41 years.
This issue is really important because it proposed women's suffrage in government. In 1890, Wyoming allows women to vote in all elections, becoming the first state to allow women to vote.
This is important in the women's rights movement, as women were never allowed to vote before this point. In 1960, Jeanette Rankin was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives by the state of Montana.
This is important because it proved women capable of working in government, and we can have women in government today thanks to Jeanette Rankin. In 1920, the 19th Amendment, which previously stated only men could vote, was ratified, allowing women to vote.
This was important because women were now allowed to vote. In 1963, the Equal Pay Act is passed by Congress, promising equal pay to all genders and races.
This is important because this helped women move closer to being treated fairly as they were new to getting fair pay. In 1983, Dr. Sally K. Ride becomes the first woman to be sent to space.
This was important because the number of women in science was increasing. Hillary Clinton becomes the first woman to lead a major party in a presidential election in 2016.
With the acts of all involved in the women's rights movement, new doors opened for women around the world. Despite the constant struggle they had to go through, women can now vote thanks to people like Susan B. Anthony and the ratification of the 19th Amendment. Even though Hillary didn't win the presidential election, she encouraged women everywhere. In our opinion, many things in women's rights have changed and will continue to change.